Good morning, Miramar, and welcome to Beyond Boundaries. I'm your host, Shaniqua Fleming, and today I have as my special guest Paris Brady and her mom, Vanea Brady. As you know, school has just let back in for South Florida, and while everyone's out getting all the school supplies, making sure the kids are ready to go, let's not forget something that's really important, and that is for them to be in the right mindset, to be supportive, not just to their own learning process, but to others around them. There is a statistic that the National Center for Education has reported that over 180,000 kids stay home from school each day because they fear being bullied. And our guest today, Paris Brady, wants to talk a little bit about her experience and how she experienced being bullied. Good morning, Paris.
Good morning.
Good morning, Vanea.
Good morning.
So, Paris, if you could share just a little bit with the audience of who you are and something that really makes Paris unique and why you decided to speak up about bullying.
Okay. Hi, my name is Paris and I'm 11 years old, and today I'm going to talk about how bullying is not right and how I got bullied. So I was in lunch and this kid was pushing, so I said, "Could you not push me?" And then he said, "Who are you, fat ASS?" And then I was like, "Oh wow," and then I started crying. Then I got my lunch, I went up to the security guard, and then he told me we're going to find him, and then he said, he told the kid to sit up on the stage for the whole lunch. That's basically it. And then what makes me me is that I'm very weird, and I like being myself, and I don't really like people telling me what to do or how to act.
I love it, Paris. You know what I love that you just shared? You had the courage. First of all, you are a courageous young woman. You had the courage to tell someone. What was going on at that moment when you knew the right thing for you was to tell someone and to get help?
The right thing was, well, I knew that I couldn't just let him get away with bullying me. So of course I would have went and told, because if I didn't tell, he would have gotten consequence, and that wasn't fair to me. So I went to go tell, and he got consequences.
That's mighty brave. How would you say many other kids deal with bullying as to why we would report something that 180,000 kids stay home? What do you think kids typically do in a situation like that?
The kids don't really talk about it. They just go on with their day, and then they're at home and they're like wondering what should they do, like should I change myself or stuff like that. And it's not right for other people to have to change yourself. Just be the way you are.
That's a pretty powerful message. So it's going on in their head. They're wondering, what should I do? Can I tell someone? And you had the courage to tell someone. So I think just by coming on today, you're giving other young people, you're helping parents see how important it is for kids to be able to speak up and speak to them. So we're saying speaking up is easy, or we make it seem like speaking up is easy, but we both know it's not. Mm-hmm. So in that moment, I understand that you texted or you called your mom.
I texted my mom.
Yeah. So Mom, what were you thinking when you got that text message?
So when I received the text message, of course, I was bothered. And then, of course, she's in school, and I can't just instantly go and defend her. So, of course, once she told me that she was going to let someone know, I had to work on encouraging my child the rest of the day. So into the last periods of the day, I just kept checking on her to make sure she was okay and that she was, confident in herself enough to get to the end of the day. But when she did text, she said that she wanted to come home and she wanted to talk about it. She wanted to make a social media post about it so that she can go ahead and spread awareness and talk to others who may be dealing with bullying and not saying anything.
Right. And I saw the video, and the video made me sad, but it also made my heart smile all at the same time. One, sad because someone so beautiful would experience something like that, and just really proud that someone so beautiful would have the courage to stand up and speak about something that is taboo. We don't really talk about it. We know it happens, but it occurs, and we sometimes turn a blind eye. Bullying is the most critical issue that middle schoolers deal with, and it's something that a lot of times we don't know how to put a face or a name on it, other than to just say it's wrong. But Paris, how do we move past just saying it's wrong? What do we do? How do we deal with this?
Well, of course, you would go and tell a teacher, someone that's old, an adult.
Right.
And then basically they wouldn't, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't bother you again after the consequences they got. But if they do, just like don't look at them, don't stare at them, don't have anything to do with them. And that's basically how you get through it. And their friends will think they're a bad person now for bullying you, and maybe they won't, but it's like you should still like stay away. You don't have anything to do with that person.
Right, so you definitely want to put yourself in a safer environment. And what do you think is going on in the mind of a bully? Do you think anything is happening there that would make them want to not be kind to someone else?
Their lifestyle at home.
Okay. What do you think is going on at home
Their
that
parents
parents
are
might
fighting.
want to pay attention to?
Their parents are fighting a lot. The parents are fighting with the kids, or like the parents don't want to listen to any of the kids or what they're saying.
So you feel like maybe there is some modeling of behavior, like the kids are doing what they see, or maybe the kids are feeling like they are not being heard. Wow, parents, that's a really, that's a message to take from a, how old are you, Paris?
I'm 11.
11-year-old. Sometimes we've got to stop and check our environment. No, we may not intend to show up a way, but that might be the impact that we're making. And so Paris, so in the moment that you got through the day and you got home and you were talking to your mom, what was that conversation like?
I told her how I might make a video on Instagram saying how bullying's not right, and I cried to my mom. I said it's not right how people have to go through this stuff, and then I just made a video because I don't think there should be people naming kids on how they look or how they their religion are in.
Right. Anything that makes them unique, and that's important and of value to them, right? Or things that they just happen to be a part of who we are. You mentioned something to me. You said, you don't know exactly when you realized that bullying was happening, but you realized that people were being treated differently because of what your dad does for a profession. Talk to us a little bit about that.
There's disabled kids or kids that have ADHD, and people might take advantage of them in like a way, or start laughing at them or touching them in a way that they shouldn't be touched, and it just doesn't it's not. I know the kids that are disabled, they don't really know because what they're going through in their minds, and they don't really know how to approach it.
Right.
So they need, I'm just saying, they need someone in their life that could help them, be there for them, and at least you'll have one good and honest friend that will help you go through the rough times.
So we need advocates. We all need advocates, right? And you see this you started to see this from the fact that your dad is a physical therapist, and he's dealing with patients and helping them learn how to live a normal life. And so there's some things that we can't see that would cause kids to maybe feel alienated. Yes, there are some physical challenges that sometimes kids have, or some differences that we can see, but there are also those social and emotional adjustments that kids have to make, and middle school really is the prime time for that. So Paris, your bravery to really talk about this, it's just amazing. Were you nervous to talk about this, or did you just feel like you had a responsibility?
I had a responsibility because I've talked out before, but it wasn't really anything to me, and I think it's a responsibility because some people don't know how to stick up for themselves.
Yeah.
And
I love that. You said I've spoken up before, so this is a thing for you. You like talking and you like being able to express your opinion. But now to talk about something that many people ignore, adults ignore. You said in your video, sometimes we ignore it, I should say. You said in your video, it doesn't matter. You said it doesn't matter if you're an adult, if you're a kid, bullying is wrong. And I've seen that. I've seen where adults get bullied and adults do the bullying, and we don't always call it bullying, but that's really what it is. When you're really treating someone differently because of things that they believe or things that they value, all because you want them to embrace your values and suppress their own. What do you think about that? What message would you give to adults out there that might be bullying, especially in the work environment?
The adults out there, you've been through life. Yes, you know how bullying feels. Like, everyone basically goes through bullying, and that's like a childish thing to do, and it's just not right. Like, you know how to control yourself, or you're supposed to know how to control yourself. You went to school, maybe you dropped out, but you've been to school before, and you know what self-control is.
Okay, so we all have a responsibility to be our best selves and to treat people with respect. Mom, what are you thinking as you sit here and once again you hear Paris talking about something that no parent really wants to get a phone call that their child was bullied or treated unfairly?
Right. Of course, I know Paris well, and I know she is very sensitive. But just sitting here listening to her, I'm proud. I'm proud of her because she's able to find the right words to express herself. And she's not afraid to speak out because this is big. Once you start talking publicly about someone harming you, it does go back to other people and other groups. But you have to be able to go beyond that because of the greater cause. And she said she had a responsibility. And as a parent, my goal is to ensure that my child utilizes her voice in a positive manner, and that's what she's doing. So for me, I'm very proud of her. I'm happy with her choice, and I just hope that things do get better for her at school, because at the end of the day, she's there to complete her studies and then graduate and become a leader of tomorrow, which she's doing well at.
Thank you. Love you.
I think Vinaya, that's amazing support, and Paris, you're definitely using your voice to help others, and that's really a part of why we're here, to first of all advocate for ourselves, and you obviously have taken on this this beautiful purpose of advocating for others. And for that, there are people that are being bullied out there that are thankful for you, and there are bullies out there that are thankful for you because someone is also speaking up and saying, you know what, they're doing these things and they're not right, so we've got to pay attention and we've got to help them. And I'm thankful for you because it's definitely not easy to get up and talk about something, to talk period sometimes, and then to talk about something that many people, just don't know what to do about it. And you have shown that courage. You've shown, you've been brave in this, and I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to say and leave with the viewers before we go?
Yes. Bullying's not right. It has to stop because kids out there, or adults or teenagers, are hurting themselves because of that. So bullying just needs to stop.
There you heard it from Paris Brady. Bullying just needs to stop. So whether you're an adult who realizes that there's a child in your life that needs some support and needs some help because there's some behavioral things or there's some actions that really aren't productive for their life and the lives of others that they impact, help them. If you're a child that's watching this and you've done some bullying, stop. And I know stop seems very easy, but stop, talk to someone, and get some help. And if you're a child that's being bullied, find the courage to speak up. And maybe if you don't have the courage to speak to an adult, as Paris said, maybe there's a friend you can speak to and they'll go with you to speak with an adult. But all in all, let's take care of each other. So until our next segment, be kind, have fun, and love and respect your neighbors. Thank you.